We just heard President Biden speaking overseas, announcing new measures against Russia. And yesterday, he snapped at reporters when asked why sanctions haven't done enough to stop Putin's invasion in Ukraine. Take a listen.
Let's get something straight. You remember, if you covered me from the very beginning, I did not say that, in fact, the sanctions would deter him. That's not what I said. You're playing a game with me. I know. The answer is no. I think what happens is we have to demonstrate the purpose. The single most important thing is for us to stay unified.
Here with us today, Fox News contributor Joe Concha. Okay, Joe, there we have the evidence of sanctions not leading to different behavior. Here's the White House saying literally the exact opposite thing.
Yes, our intention is to have a deterrent effect.
The president believes that sanctions are intended to deter.
The purpose of the sanctions, in the first instance, is to try to deter Russia from going to war.
The allied relationship is such that we have agreed that the deterrence effect of these sanctions is still a meaningful one.
So again, Joe, as long as we're clear on that, who should we believe?
The tape, the video, the evidence. I think that may be a way to go. You know, Tim Russert, Meet the Press, NBC, the great Tim Russert, used to do this very thing when he would interview politicians. He would literally play back the words of that politician or of that politician's administration or people that work for him and says, okay, you said this yesterday, but this is what was said before. What say you, sir? And it was very easy journalism to do. It was fair journalism. And that's what made Tim Russert so great. Just simply play back the words of what that person said. And by the way, this is a very easy game to play, and it's free. The game is, imagine if President Trump said that, where he says, you're playing a game with me. That would be considered a chilling attack of a member of the free press, followed by an analysis of Trump's mental health for acting in such a manner. Remember, this is the same Joe Biden who called Peter Doocy of this network a, quote, a stupid son of a female dog. It's a morning show. We'll leave it at that. And this is the same Joe Biden who challenged an 83-year-old Marine veteran to a push-up contest when asked a reasonable question at a town hall. So this is what he does. He gets very defensive in these situations. The question from CBS News there, in this case, was perfectly fair and relevant. But this is what happens when Mr. Biden takes a question from those who isn't on his predetermined list. Remember, he took that question yesterday as he was trying to leave and decided to call on somebody who he wasn't supposed to call on. And this is what happens, guys.
That is such a good point, Joe. Also, the ladies of The View
Thank you, Carly.
gushing over President Biden's Supreme Court nominee while also attacking Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Take a listen to what they said about him. Watch this.
The misinformation about her defense of child pornography, like the people who offend with child pornography, it's not true.
We have a Republican Party that is appealing to a bunch of lunatics on the right.
I feel like if they were so concerned about pedophilia and sex crimes, why didn't they want to hear the allegations against Brett Kavanaugh?
Yeah, so, Joe, I mean, your reaction to that, especially that comment from Whoopi Goldberg at the end, my goodness.
Shut the front door, Carly. I mean, come on. Not just The View. Did you see the Washington Post headline yesterday? Quote, Republicans boast they have not pulled a Kavanaugh. In fact, they've treated Jackson worse. Treated Jackson worse? Have they accused Jackson of gang rape at high school parties 40 years ago? Did they go through Jackson's high school yearbook blurb? I mean, Brett Kavanaugh was treated as poorly as any, forget Supreme Court justice, as anybody at any hearing probably in the history of this republic. And to start to go through this whole process of saying that, well, you know, this particular nominee is being treated so horribly, you got to look at the precedent and what happened to not only Brett Kavanaugh, but Amy Coney Barrett during her, you know, obviously hearing. It's just ridiculous, and it doesn't excuse anything that's going on now. The bottom line is that this nominee is going to go through, Todd, is going to go through, and it's going to be a 6-3 court no matter what happens.
They saw a
conservative.
bizarre world, Joe. We got to go. Joe, thank you.
I know you got to go.